Welcome, welcome, welcome to the post show for NXT August 26th. It's your boy Ron T, the Icon.
My name is Chuck Jordan.
And think about a little bit to talk to. I'm excited about one thing that did happen tonight. Like really excited, but we'll get to it. But
before that,
yeah,
this is the Holy Shhh Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Gotta add that in there.
We gotta add that, yeah. But the show started today with Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson facing the newly named Fatal Influence. But Fallon Henley, I actually like it. I like the influence. The Fatal Influence. It kind of remind me of it's not as good as Toxic Attraction was, but I can roll with it. So it was a Fatal Influence, which was Fallon Henley and JC Jane, and Jasmine Nix came out with them. She was the third wheel. She wasn't in the match, but she was a very intricate part of the win for Fatal Influence tonight because she caused a distraction, which got JC Jane to get the win. But what did you think of this match, Chuck?
Strong, solid, good way to start the show. I didn't even realize they were already on stage and they were talking to each other and they hit the little pose and then the lights came on. I was like, oh, like they're already on the ramp. Like I thought that was a great way to start the show. Yeah, always been a fan of what is the group name? Metaphor. Even though they down two members, but it was a good showing. And the new name group, it always comes out. It comes down to numbers. You know, numbers usually win, and they didn't have the numbers. Miss Jackson and Lash did not have the numbers.
Yeah, I actually I like the name. I think it's just like kind of any name that's introduced for the first time. It's gonna take a little minute for it to catch on. I don't think I'm gonna like the what is it, the Fusion Collective, I don't think I'm gonna really like that one too much. It might stick. I don't know. I'm not feeling that. But Fatal Influence I can get with, and I think this was a strong showing for them as well. And yeah, like you said, it's a numbers game. If you don't have the numbers, it's gonna make it a little difficult. So that was a pretty good match. I like the fact that even though Jasmine Nix wasn't in the match, they did utilize her some way, and that's the reason why they got the win. But the next segment, they gave a little Wesley segment, giving his future and his past with NXT and his run with MSK and where it is now leading up to their match with Zachary Wentz and Wesley. Are you as excited for this match as I am? Because I think this one at No Mercy is going to be a standout.
At first, I wasn't until I saw the promo. I thought the promo, me, promo is king. And this promo really said exactly what I said on why Wesley, even though technically he is the villain because he turned on his boys, but you can see it wasn't just because he turned on them. It was, y'all abandoned me, and I may do without y'all. Now I'm used to being without y'all. I don't need y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that it did the same thing for me. I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this Wesley. I think it's different. I didn't see how it was going to go, but I can kind of see his point of view as well. Is that I thought I needed y'all. I was at the bottom, and then I made all of this success without you guys. So you guys are just riding my coattail basically at this point. And he has a valid argument.
I mean, it's just like this one guy said, he was like, whenever you start understanding the villain and understand the villain's viewpoint, you know that the villain isn't just good and bad. There's gray areas to the villain. And I think for Wesley, there's the gray area of what if he's right? Like, he could possibly, depending on how your viewpoint is. Like, for me, I never really saw him as the bad guy. It was just, y'all left me.
Mm-hmm.
There's the gray area. Like, is he really the true villain, or are they the villains because they abandoned him? Even though they came back, but for him, it was like, I went through this, I went through surgery, I went through all this without y'all. I don't really need y'all no more.
Yeah, so shout out to good storytelling right there. That's just adding layers, and it's not just I'm a bad guy, you're a good guy, and let's fight. This was layers. It was storytelling. It was a backstory to it. So shout out to y'all on that one. That was pretty good. I enjoyed it. But this next match, it was Carmen Petrovic versus Izzy Dane. She was getting her revenge on getting attacked last week and putting her out of that gauntlet tournament, and she wins with a surprise roll-up. The match was kind of quick, but I thought it was a pretty good match. What about you?
I really like Carmen Petrovic's entrance. I don't know why with the sword just really just does something for me, but I'm happy that she got the roll up win.
Yeah, I think it was important for her to get that win, and I like the fact that they did it like a surprise roll up, so you can kind of keep this feud going on a little bit longer. So you can be like, you got me, you were lucky. And I think Izzy Dane and Carmen Petrovic can probably bring the best out of each other and help elevate each other as superstars with this particular rivalry they got going on.
Agree.
And her entrance is dope though with the swords. So I do like that entrance.
Yeah, that sword. I was like, oh, she remind me of Kill Bill or something.
Yeah. Now this next part is the part that was the most exciting thing in this entire show tonight. Now the show wasn't bad, but this part right here was a stand-up. They had a sit-down interview with Jada Parker talking about her win. He want to talk about this so bad. Her win against Sol Ruka last week, and she gets interrupted by Roxanne Perez, and she basically says like, yeah, you got a cute story just like everybody else. Everybody always has a story when they come in for my title, but everybody comes with a story and nobody's better than me, so their story means nothing. And then Jada Parker slaps the taste.
She said she was. She said she was. So she said, I want to see you try, but she can get tryout. That taste had been slapped out of her mouth.
Knocked out the chair and everything. That was great. That was go ahead and talk about this because this was dope.
No, I just want to acknowledge the fact, because I don't think anybody realizes this is my Chuck's Angels #1 week versus #2 for NXT. Because Roxanne was my #1 and Jada was just recently, and she's currently the Chuck's Angel of the week. I was like, oh, they're fighting each other. I called this match. I feel like I might not have, but you know what I'm saying? It was just, this is great. That taste heard around the world, smacked out. I do want to know who the camera person was, because they both looked at the camera person. But
she was like, "Oh, I heard about you. You want some too?" Jada Parker's a thug, man, and I like it. I'm just saying.
I like how she was just calm, cool, collected, and she was like, "Look, I'm about to smack the taste out your mouth." She's like, "I like to see you." You just hit the ground. I was like, "Oh damn, they're going there with it." Yes, Jada, man. I am here for it. Current Chuck's Angel, Jada Parker. I love you, Jada. I love you, Miss Parker.
Let's see if we can pull this up. Hold on. You be like,
I fucking love her, bro. I love her, bro.
That was great. Woo. Oh
Smacked
man,
the taste out of her that girl mouth.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure next week we're gonna find out, or maybe at No Mercy we'll find out.
No Mercy.
Behind the
They
camera.
fight No Mercy. No Mercy.
No,
We're gonna find out
behind the camera. We'll probably find out at No Mercy.
Yeah, but we'll definitely see the match on Sunday.
Yeah, that was definitely great. I'm looking forward to that match. Now, the next one was the D'Angelo family. It was Luca. Luca, I can't remember his last name. Where's Luca is Stacks and Rizzo versus Dempsey, Miles, and Bourne. Miles Bourne and Ren Sinclair. So it was a no quarter catch crew versus the D'Angelo family 6-person tag. And this actually was a really good match. This was my standout match. Because I'm very, very impressed with Rizzo. What Rizzo's been doing recently. Now Tony D'Angelo in the middle of the match got called away to the back by two of his family members, but the match continued on. The No Quarter Catch crew, the NQCC, they were working on Stack's right knee for the majority of the match, but when Luca Crucifino, that's his name, once he got in the ring, things kind of went crazy. There was dives outside the ring, and Miles Bourne ended up getting pinned after they hit him with the Shatter Machine, which, if anybody remember, FTR, who is now in AEW, used when they were the Revival with the Shatter Machine. I think a lot of tag teams are using this recently. But I thought this was a really good match. And like I said, the D'Angelo family, it was a really good win for them as well, because Tony D'Angelo did lose his Heritage Cup to Dempsey was a couple weeks ago. So this was a good win for the family. So what did you think of this match?
I agree with you. This was the match of the night. I'm not going to say moment of the night, but this was the match of the night. Because I think that slap her around the world might be the moment of the night.
Yeah, it definitely was.
That one, the ending, and then who Tony got drawn away to. I thought that segment was great. But this match...
the breakout performance of the night was this one right here.
Yeah, this match right here was the best match of the night. Top to bottom, great moves, great moments, great spots. Nobody messed up. I like seeing this type of professionalism when nobody messes up. It's like they just fluent, like they practiced it all day. They might not have. It was just great. I loved it.
Yeah, and then I think that Ren Sinclair and Rizzo got really good chemistry together too. So I want to see a one-on-one match, which I hope is coming down the line for those two. Then the next segment, they had a backstage segment where Pete Dunne was saying that he's gonna beat Trick Williams within an inch of his life, come No Mercy. So, or I don't even know if it was No Mercy. I don't think are they fighting in No Mercy? I know they got a match coming up, but yeah, there's just he got it out. Pete Dunne got it out for Trick Williams. It's next Tuesday, yeah. And then the next segment after that was Ethan Page getting scolded by Ava for interrupting that number one contenders match last week. And she said she had something for him. She just doesn't know what it's going to be right now.
Man.
So he was trying to get suspended.
Bro.
So he didn't have to fight at No Mercy. But she's like, nah, I got something else for you. What did you think of both of these segments?
I'm not gonna lie. I love when heels do that, especially like I haven't seen times like this since Jericho. Back when Jericho would do stuff just to piss off the GM. To hopefully, well, if you suspend me, I don't have to fight. like trying to get up under the GM's bad side, but you got to realize it didn't work in the past. It ain't gonna work now because the GM just sets it up to where now it's not in your favor to win. As we'll talk about later on tonight, it's not favorable anymore. You had a 50-50 chance originally. Now you got a 25% chance, maybe even less.
Yeah, so that, and what do you think of the Pete Dunne threat to Trick Williams?
Pete Dunne, I'm actually happy he got the win yesterday, but I don't understand why they still got him doing double duty when he's in the Intercontinental Championship right now. Like you should be focused on other stuff instead of coming back to NXT to worry about Trick. And I was gonna actually throw this out to the rest of the guys, but I'm gonna ask you: would you be mad if Xavier came down to NXT?
No, I wouldn't be mad at that because
I think you should.
Anytime that Xavier Woods can get some singles, like a singles run or a place that he can get a singles run would be best. And NXT, I think, is probably, especially for like that. Well, Oba got the North American Championship, so that wouldn't be good for Xavier right now. But for him to do something in NXT, maybe even going after that title that Ethan Page got over his shoulder, I think that might be a good run for Xavier Woods as well.
Yeah, I was just thinking to myself. We kept talking about Xavier never had a singles run, and I was like, they technically, well, we all look at the NXT. It's not just a training camp anymore. Now it's a legit, it's a legit show.
Yeah, just keep
between Raw and
Xavier away
SmackDown.
from Oba. Just keep him away from Oba.
Oh, definitely, but I was just saying, I think Xavier should come down to NXT to get some singles runs in.
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea.
Especially him being a 10-year New Day member, that brings some legit shoot. Even if they ran for the, if him and Kofi came and ran for the NXT tag team, I really want Xavier by himself, but
yeah,
even if Kofi came down, that add legitimacy to the NXT titles. When just like the women's tag team, how it's defended on all three brands, you can have guys come down to NXT and like how Otis just did. Otis did for Oba. I think Xavier would be one of those guys that could come down and how Pete Dunne is, and well, him and Pete should switch right now. Is what I'm saying, because Pete's doing intercontinental things. He doesn't need to be down where Xavier could come down because he's not doing nothing right now.
I think it'll definitely benefit Xavier more than it would benefit Pete Dunne.
Let's get to the next segment, though.
If you're watching this, I know y'all be watching us. That might be a good idea.
Xavier, come to NXT. We need you. Well, not what we need, but I want you. I want you here.
Yeah, I would like to see it. Now, Xavier Woods isn't the only one that is in a long tenured tag team before that, because this next segment was Zachary Wentz facing off with Wes Lee, his former tag team partner. And they had like a heated, passionate exchange between the two of them. They had security guards aligned in the ring just in case it went crazy. And Zachary was saying that, we've known each other. We've been together for 9 years. And it kind of mirrors that whole thing with the New Day. He said all these other tag teams broke up, but we said we would never break up. And Wesley Bessie said that, hey, I made it without y'all and I don't need y'all. Y'all riding my coattail. He doubled down on it. And it ended with them yelling at each other and the refs keeping them apart. This was definitely a good addition, in my opinion. To after they showed that video package, just to heighten it a little bit more, and it actually made me more excited to see this match.
Definitely. I really liked how he said, I became a WWE star while you're just a TNA wrestler. I don't know why, because I used to watch TNA, but I just felt like that was the largest low blow in the world. I was like, oh, he didn't just say that, did he? He just said that. He just said TNA. That. Just TNA wrestler. I was like, oh, okay, Wes. And then he looked bored at everything he was saying. I just was like, Wes is playing this heel roll up to the T. He just like, are you done?
He said, I'm better than you.
He said, save all of it, because at No Mercy, just forget everything that ever happened between us, and I'm going to show you who I really am. I was like, oh, damn. Okay, Wes. I am here to see how great Wesley is, because he said he's one of the greatest, and we shall see at No Mercy.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to see that. Speaking of TNA, we had another moment with a TNA wrestler. Joe Hendry was backstage and ran into Trick Williams and told him, thank you for having my back. And Trick Williams said that he believes in Joe Hendry. Hey, what's going on?
I believe.
Trick Williams believes. We believe. We waiting on you, Abe.
It's going to take him a minute. It's going to take a minute.
But the next one was actually, next segment was Kelani Jordan coming to the ring to call out Wendy Chu and whoever she had for her to face. And is it like 3 in a row? TNA's own Rosemary, she also was in AEW at some point, but Rosemary came out and surprised Kelani Jordan as her surprise opponent. And Kelani gets the win, but it was a hard-fought match. Rosemary had this one point to where Kelani tried to do some acrobatics, and she speared her right in
in
the
the middle of a handstand. Yeah.
Yep. So I thought this was a pretty good match myself. It was good to see Rosemary on TV. Because I don't know where I can watch TNA right now because I don't know exactly what station or anything that they're on. So it's been a minute since I've seen Rosemary, but it was good to see her in a match. And after the match, Kelani got attacked and put in the crossface chicken wing by none other than Wendy Chu that almost put her to sleep in the middle of the ring. So what did you think of the match and what happened after the match? Does it get you more amped for this Wendy Chu and Kelani Jordan match?
I was already ready for it because I like Wendy and I'm a huge fan of Kelani. But I just realized that Kelani and Naomi have the same finisher that in the corner.
That split leg moonsault.
Yeah, but I just realized that. But I like how Kelani never gave up, and I even like how Kalani's acting abilities been because she was like, "Come on out here! I don't care what monster."
Yeah, I did.
I was like, okay.
And then the look of shock on her face when she saw it was Rosemary. Like, oh. And then now, I've seen Rosemary a lot creepier than they had her this time. Like, I thought she was gonna come out with the red hair and the black and red makeup that she usually has on, but she had the short hair. She didn't look as menacing, but she did do a couple of things that was menacing, like the recovery and setup and got in her face type of thing. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, this was a good match. Good match, good finish, and really like how Wendy Chu has what is the word? Has capitalized off Kelani being distracted, not just this time, but also last week when she caught her with the pillow.
Yeah, and I also like when she's putting her to sleep, this smile, the little evil smile she has in her face when she has her in that crossface.
Yeah, but this is I really like this segment. I like the build up. Can't wait for No Mercy.
It's just this Sunday, so count down the days.
For this
No Mercy.
I hate to take shots, but this is how you do a build up show, for a go home show for a pay per view. Like we knew Sean was gonna be cooking because Raw wasn't. Raw just I ain't gonna take so much shots. Let me stop shooting and put my guns away.
Yeah, right. Raw was kind of.
Raw was hard. Raw was hard to watch.
Yeah, it was a little bit of.
But NXT was great.
You know what happened? Great. What happened with Raw? I fell asleep watching Raw, and then I finished it this morning. So.
Hey, he just told you why he wasn't on the panel last night. He was like, "Oh, they got it."
Yeah, I fell asleep. I was coming back from a flight. And then I didn't have it in me to get through it. So y'all got to do better, Raw. You got to do better. Take notes,
man. And speaking of doing better, is the one I was talking about next?
No, it's Chase U Celebration.
Oh, okay, not that. Okay, it's the one after that then.
Yeah, Chase U Celebration was next, and it was interrupted by Nathan Frazier and Axiom. They were acting a little heelish, in my opinion, and they told them that they were going to beat them at No Mercy, but they just interrupted them, and they seemed a little bit arrogant and a little heelish. So I don't know if this is like evidence that we might get a little bit of a heel turn in No Mercy between Axiom and Nathan Frazier, which I would invite that. Like something new. I've never seen Nathan Frazier as a heel, and that'll be interesting. And Axiom, you couldn't see his facial expression, so can't really tell what he was thinking. But I'm here for it.
He reminded me of was it Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe?
Oh yeah.
You don't know what he's thinking or what he's saying.
Yeah, so I'm here for it if this is leading up to a heel turn. But the next one was Malik Blade versus Brooks Jensen. Was this what you were talking about?
Nah. Yep, I'd let y'all know when I get there.
So earlier in the night, Brooks Jensen took out Inoue backstage with a chair while there was a conversation going on with who was it? It was my man, that's the DJ.
Yep.
And
my man that always keeps trying to hit on all the girls.
Oh yeah, Ashante the Adonis. And then you just see Brooks Jensen walk past him with a chair, and Ofe was going in the room, and then you heard some commotion, and they went back there to break it up, and he took out Enofe with a chair, so Blade was getting his revenge. And the match started actually before Brooks Jensen even made it to the ring. All you saw was Malik Blade flipping outside the ring and landing on top of Brooks Jensen. And that's what started the match properly. And I was actually impressed with the athleticism of Malik Blade and also Brooks Jensen, because he ended up getting the win. And actually a little bit of almost a dominant looking win too. It was like no question. And Brooks Jensen has looked good the last couple weeks. So I hope they continue on with this, because it's starting to make Brooks Jensen feel a little bit more believable. Because when he first started off on his heel run, I was like, I'm not buying it. But as they go on week to week, he's getting improved, and he's improving more, and he's being a little bit more believable. So maybe pairing him with Shawn Spears was the perfect pairing.
I think this is the type of build-up you want. This is how they built Braun Strowman up. Braun Breaker. Just let a guy go on just a spree of just ramsacking guys. Awesome. Yeah. But yeah, just running through everybody.
And then after this match, the Brooks Jensen walked out with his victory, and they had a weird backstage interview with young OG. I have no idea what this was about. And he said something like weird, and then ended it with mate, and then walked off. And I was like, okay, I don't know what that was about, but I knew he was fighting Joe Coffey later on, so maybe he was trying to do an accent, but he's not Australian, so mate didn't really work. So I don't know what that was about.
I don't either.
But then they had another exchange between Hank and Tank with Nima and Price of OTM. So I think they're going to have some type of match coming up probably as well. So I think that'll be a pretty good pairing as well, because Hank and Tank has been doing pretty well recently, and they just beat the OC. So them going against OTM will probably elevate OTM as well, because the only person that's really standing out in OTM right now is Jada Parker.
Yeah. She don't need them no more.
It's looking like they really need her more than they need her. I mean, then she needs them, definitely.
Yeah, they need some more wins under their belt. They gotta get some wins under their belt.
Now, I like Price. I think that he's really athletic. I think Nima is really struggling to come in, come off as a character. So they need some more matches, and they need some wins to try to build them up a little bit more, to see that they deserve to be paired up with Jada Parker at this point.
I think he just needs to be himself.
Yeah,
a lot of guys come in trying to be a character. Just be yourself. If you legitimate enough, we'll get behind you as fans.
Yeah.
If you're not, we'll let you know what to change.
All right, and then it was off to the match with Young OG versus Joe Coffey, and this match was a pretty good match as well. But Mark Coffey ended up hopping in the ring after Wolfgang was distracting the ref, and he pushed Joe Coffey out the way, and he caught the cutter that Young OG was trying to put on Joe Coffey for the win. And once he got up, he got headbutted by Joe Coffey and put in a spinning lariat, and Joe Coffey got the win. I thought this was a solid match, though.
Definitely solid.
Now, this part that you were excited about was the next segment, because it shows Tony D.
Yes, this is it.
Tony D was walking very briskly. He wasn't running. He was walking very briskly to see what was going on. And they said, look, somebody is at the restaurant and they're sitting in your seat. Come this way. And he came into the restaurant, and it was Oba Femi sitting with his title on the desk in Tony D'Angelo's seat in the restaurant. And they had a confrontation, just a civil conversation, actually. But it was Tony D'Angelo said he's going to show the world that Oba Femi is immortal. And Oba says, many have tried and failed and left the restaurant. But this this is building this feud up a little bit more. And I think Tony D tried to say that Obafemi was interrupting him all those weeks when it was actually the opposite.
Yeah, he was like, "You got my attention when you kept trying to take the camera from me." It was the opposite.
Yeah.
Well, no, they both went up to each other. Because originally one was talking to Oba, then Tony took the camera. Then when Tony was getting talked to, Oba took the camera. So he was saying both times it was Oba's fault, even though it was 1-1.
Yeah.
But the line that I loved was when he was like, Oba was talking to him and was like, people are afraid of you because this and this. But I am a ruler, and that is why they fear me. I was like, oh.
He said he's the Don of NXT, but I'm the ruler of NXT.
Yes, that's it. I was like, oh man. I was like I was ready from there. Like, I wish I could see this live because I was like, take my money, let's go.
Yeah,
I'm ready for this.
And it's gonna be in Denver. So this is gonna be like the first. Is this gonna be the first NXT on the road?
I think so, and I really loved how he finished his wine, grabbed his championship, and walked out.
Like, he was like, I paid for this wine, I'm gonna finish it.
He's all right, I'm out.
So yeah, I'm excited for this match too as well. I think it's gonna be a hard hitting match because Tony D is pretty strong, but Obafemi is Obafemi, man. And
Oba's a monster, man.
And every match that he's been in, it's been like he's elevated every single match. He's gotten better.
We got to figure out something to call him, man, because the machine was Kane, the beast was Brock, Braun Strowman is the monster. Oba needs something.
They just gonna call him the ruler. They gonna call him the ruler, I think.
Hey, whatever it's gonna be, I'm down for it. Yeah, that man's something else.
I don't think Tony D is gonna take this title from him, but I don't know.
It's gonna be a good match.
I don't know who is waiting in the wings for that, or is he just gonna go to the main roster and just vacate it like Asuka did? Asuka went undefeated. They kept sending people at her. She kept putting them down, and she said, "All right, I'm done with NXT," and just left the title. So I don't know if that's the route they're gonna go with Oba. If they do that, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah. I wouldn't even be mad if he pulled a Kevin Owens and take the title with him for a while. like I'm done here. They'd be like, "Hey, you got the belt."
So tell somebody on the main roster to take this title from me.
But I'll let it go when somebody beat me. He's like, "Oh shit, he take it with him."
But the show ended promptly with Joe Hendry having his concert, and he did a song. Yeah, it was pretty good. They was humiliating Ethan Page with a slideshow with pictures and all and video. That was pretty funny. It reminded me of when The Rock used to do that. Sit up there and play a song and just humiliate somebody. So of course Ethan Page comes out, and the entire time that he's talking to Joe Hendry, the crowd is singing the song.
Yes.
Then Ava comes out and says that, you know what? I figured out what I'm going to do. We're going to have a special guest referee, and it's none other than Trick Williams is now the special guest referee for their match in No Mercy. And Booker lost it, of course, because Booker had Joe Hendry out there, who he's the fan, the captain of the fan club, and then Trick Williams was out there. I think Book was losing his mind out there the entire time, but now I'm even more excited for this match.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time, look, when Trick comes to the main roster, Booker has to come up, because I don't know why, or they're gonna have to like record Booker doing his lines. Say what? I like it. Yeah, man. I was like,
you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna try to have somebody else do what Booker does, and it's not gonna land.
No, that's what I said. He gonna have to. They gonna have to manually edit that in his song. So when he come up, whoop that, say what? Whoop that, I like it.
Or just have Booker be his manager, and he come out every time with the microphone. Oh yeah, man.
Either way, I'm down for it. But yeah, it was either he needs to permanently add it to the song, or Booker has to come up when he comes up. But you can't have it without it. Like I heard it without it one day. It was like, It's all right. I mean, it's still good, but with Booker, it elevates it that much higher. Like,
I think it was probably when Book was out for like medical reasons for a minute, and he had missed those 3 or 4 shows. And Trick Williams came out, and I was like, it don't sound right without Book going, yeah, man. No.
And I also liked, even though we grazed over it, was the fact that Joe Hendry told him, was like, hey, as soon as I win it, you the first person.
Yeah.
I'm giving it that opportunity to. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's respect.
Oh yeah, man.
And that's then and as they were celebrating, hyping up the crowd, right before the credits showed at the bottom, Pete Dunne was in the tunnel and issued another warning to Trick Williams and said, you won't be celebrating too long till next Tuesday. So I believe that is when their match is going to be. And I'm excited for that match as well. Pete Dunne is always exciting to watch. I do agree that he should be focusing on the Intercontinental Champion, because
that's Braun Breaker. That's Braun Breaker you're talking about.
There is nothing but bragging rights is going to come out of beating Trick Williams. But if you are prepared and ready for Braun Breaker and you beat him, you're the Intercontinental Champion. So I think he got his priorities kind of mixed up. But overall,
he might lose.
Overall, this NXT was pretty solid. What do you give it out of an 8? Out of a 10, I was about to say an 8. I was about to give my score. Out of 10, what do you give this?
Put it this way: last night, I made a reference. I think you saw the cuts. I said Raw was like get that 0.7 for that one blunt with just one hitter. 0.7, like it was nothing. But going to break kayfabe. Ron was just going to do his breakout moment of the night. I cried and called Abe. It was like, we have to do this on the show, because I was like, this NXT was so entertaining to me. I have to talk about it, which is the reason why we're here now. But yes, I give it a solid 9.
All right. I go 8.5. I go 8.5 because I've seen NXTs where I gave it a 10. I've seen it where I gave it a 9. This was just below it, but it did just enough to get to really get me hyped for this No Mercy coming up on Sunday. So I give it an 8.5, slightly lower than yours. I'm usually above yours, but I know why you gave it a solid 9, because you're more invested in what's going on with Miss Parker, because I'm pretty sure she's your Chuck's Angel pick for NXT.
She's my current Chuck Angels.
Yep, and
versus she's got Roxanne versus last week's.
She's definitely probably going to be number 2.
I don't know. Kalani Jordan just had a tough match tonight.
I don't know. You have to tune in to Chuck's Angel to find out who he picks. But until next time, tomorrow we have, hopefully, you will have Abe's AEW Dynamite. Then Thursday, you'll have the Talking of the Week with Coach. Friday, you'll have all of us here. SmackDown. And then Saturday, you get to find out who Chuck picks.
Wait. We got 2 things on Saturday.
Oh, what else?
The actual pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah.
Bash in Berlin.
Now, I will probably not be there because I got a crazy work schedule this week. I won't make it. I will be watching it, but I won't be on the show for tonight. So you'll be missing me this time. But
what about Sunday?
Sunday, we have No Mercy.
All right, I'm coming back. Me and you, No Mercy.
All right,
we're doing NXT, bro. Cause this gonna be exciting.
I'm with it.
I'm gonna try to find Abe. We'll get Abe back. Get the whole band back together. 3 amigos.
Yeah. Well, until next time, it's your boy Ron T, the Icon.
My name is Chuck Jordan, and this is the Holy Shhh Podcast.
Peace.
Media.